Okay, so let's get on right into this. So I'm watching a video today, and I was watching part of it, and I kind of got a little irritated with, this one white guy. He was really, talking about how we as Christians were not standing, and, if we love, we shouldn't compromise and everything. And I'm trying to understand, how is it that I'm coming from a perspective of, I've been raised in the church. I don't know what it's like to, be in the streets or anything like that, or whatever. That's how the jargon that I was raised around. So I've always been raised to love everybody in spite of. So I'm looking at this guy and I'm just like, okay, we're not taking a stand, we're not taking a stand, we're not taking a stand. And I'm like, so the basic thesis, I would say, the basic point for this video is Christianity versus the world, Christianity versus secular. If I'm correct and this serves me correct, Jesus, this is what bothers me. Jesus was the type of man, he dealt with everybody. Everybody knew who he was. Jesus drunk wine. Whether it was wine it was still wine. It was enough to get you lit. And that's why he said, drink, but don't get drunk. Okay, so Jesus dealt with the tax collectors, dealt with the murderers, he dealt with the doctors, the lawyers. Jesus dealt with everybody. And he also said that I didn't come to do away with the law, but through the law that man might be saved. If I'm quoting that correctly. But so far, Christendom has done such a poor job at leading people to Christ, a poor job of leading people to Christ, that no one really takes it serious anymore. No one takes it serious anymore, because you have preachers that lie, preachers that don't commit, preachers that can't even pay their bills on time, preachers that sit up here that sleep with the deacons and the elders and the ministers and the missionaries, and they got double lives and things like that. And it's like, how can I take your Christ serious and the Christ that you're offering me when you can't even live up to what you say? You preach against the gays, but yet and still you partake in the life, not the lifestyle. Well, maybe it is the lifestyle. Maybe it is the lifestyle, because you partake in their particular life, and you want to be in that life, and you want to live up to a lifestyle that they have going on. But if you want to lead people to Christ, whether they're black, white, gay, straight, Christian, Jew, Gentile, Jesus said in his word, he said, if my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways. Just like you said about Sodom and Gomorrah. The wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah was not their sexuality. Come on, people. It was not their sexuality. It was the pride of life. It was their lust. It was the perversion of just sleeping around and doing everything like that. It wasn't their, oh my God, it was not homosexuality. This is in Ecclesiastes. But we harp on something, and I see a lot of this, especially in the white church. If this is what the Bible say, we're going to go with it. That's that. No one is willing to read. No one is willing to study. But we just take the Bible, and that's all we read. But you send your children to college and their minds are expanded and they learn and they seek knowledge. So when they come home, they have questions. They have, Mommy, what about this? Daddy, what about this? When I went to college, my first time going to college, and I was going to school for architecture. I was going to school for architecture at the time. And I was studying philosophy. I was studying theology. I was studying ethics and moral characters and stuff and evolution. And my faith was questioned. My faith was questioned because it was like, well, if God is this, then what about evolution? If God is this, then what about this? What about the Big Bang Theory? What about this theory? And all these other theories. And I was like, the only thing I could fight it with was, I know God for myself. I know God for myself. I've had an experience with God. Not just that he's paid my light bill or he's, provided for me to be able to pay for a car, anything like that. I'm so sick of the black church and the white church and all these other churches. You have a narrow tunnel vision as to who God is. Then there was a preacher that said he doesn't believe in Jesus anymore because he said the Jesus, that we talk about is not right. And so I'm like, Christendom, not Christ, but Christendom has such a narrow view as to who God is. God is so much more. God, the higher power that we believe in, is so much more than this narrow tunnel vision of what we think and what we say. If I believe God to be the God of the Bible, I cannot play with him. Why do you think it's that men and women are dying left and right? He's not playing. He's not. But we continue to pussyfoot around and to play these little games, and we continue to spew hate over the pulpit and say, I'm preaching the Bible, I'm preaching the word of God. No. Because if you're going to really preach the word of God, you got to live what you say. Because first, the word of God must come to you. And it must edify your body, your soul, your mind, so that when you preach from some place of purity, some place of cleanliness, some place where God dwells. If God is not in you, how can you preach to me when you're not right yourself? How can you tell somebody who you say is in a lifestyle that's not pleasing to God when you're indulging in that lifestyle as well? How can I tell somebody who I say is in sin and you're a drunkard, how can I tell a drunkard not to be drunk when I'm a slosh? My God. I just want people to understand that there is a difference from what we're doing and what we're seeing to what we're actually supposed to be doing. I believe if we live so close to not the Bible, but having a relationship with God, because he didn't say he that readeth. He said he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord says to the church. You are the church. So if I'm hearing what God is saying, because you got to understand this right here. You have to understand this right here. When there was no Bible, they had a voice. When there was no pages, there was a voice. When Moses he did not have scripture to read, he heard from God. And I don't see anywhere in that time frame or what I've read in my history books where they talked about the gays. Oh my God. So I'm so sick of this. But that's the Bible. Do you not understand? Do you not understand that the man that put this whole book together was gay? Do you not understand that? And the background to King James, what his life was? He wasn't a bad man, but do you not understand the ridicule that King James had to go through even in living his life? His lover was Shakespeare? Do you not understand these things? Do you not understand this? But we preach everything else but the truth. We preach everything else but the truth. Maybe I should have said this. Y'all subscribe, hit the like button, hit the little bell too. Subscribe, share the video, all this other stuff. Let somebody else who wants to be free watch this. Because I think just like me, people are irritated. I'm a PK, which means preacher's kid. I am very irritated with seeing people that can say one thing and live something else. You preach one thing, but you do something else. I hope this whole Kim Burrell stuff dies out really soon. You know what? And I honestly never stopped loving her. I think she's a wonderful, wonderful gospel artist. I think she's a great singer. I think we have been taught hatred for so long till we think that it's okay. I think according to how we have been raised in society, we think that this type of stuff is okay. Even for people of color, you preach to your people what, at that particular time, what the master taught to you. You preach out of a Bible that was used to put people in slavery. Now we're doing the same thing to other people. I hear so much now about what LGBTQ and all this other stuff they should and should not do and say or whatever. But the Bible even says, Jesus said, he said, all souls are mine. All souls are mine. But the soul that sinneth shall surely die. Now, if that is correct, then we should all be dead. Because we sin every day, knowingly and unknowingly. You think the wrong thing. That's a sin, right? You don't always say the right stuff. Sometimes you offend people. It's a sin, right? Soul that sinneth shall surely die. Jesus even said, I have sheep that are not of this fold. Them also, those are mine. He said that. I just want you to really think, because I'm going to make a video soon about how I got saved and how I got salvation and how my life has been being saved. I don't want people to think that I just rant and rave, but this Christianity is so different. I know God. I know the Lord on a different level. This that I see now, it troubles me. It troubles me because living in God should not be a fight. If I let my life shine, I'm going old school here for a second. If I let my life shine, that whosoever may see my good works, and then they'll glorify the Father. They'll say, what are you doing that I'm not doing? And I also want to talk about, can you be gay and be a Christian and be saved and full of the Holy Ghost? That's another topic. Ooh, good hot topic. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.